Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, of all races, across all nations, what is up? The King of Lightning is here today, bringing guys and gals Ushio to Tora, Episode 3 review. I told you guys I'd be on time. I told you, man! And it's good to know, for me, mental note, every Friday, Ushio to Tora, look for it. Now, I'm not too sure if this series is on Crunchyroll. If it's not, then you guys know the drill. Use the World Wide Web and search it on your own. It's easy to find. Now, this episode, I think, sets the tone more so than episodes 1 and 2 for the beginning portion of the series, which is more so episodic. And I'm not surprised because many older series start out episodic and then they branch off to something bigger and better later on. So I don't know when it's gonna be for Ushio to Tora, but at some point I can see it where like they're kind of building something in the background of the episodic episodes, and then what's built up through those episodes is gonna be relevant later on into the series. Like in this episode, what I found very interesting was that we get some actual decent background on Tora, where Tora, we knew that he actually had lightning powers, but we hear from Ushio's father, and we find out that their surname, I guess, is Aotsuki. And we find out that back in the day, 500 years ago, there was a monster, a demon, and this demon would emit lightning, and he would ride a cloud. And he would go around terrorizing people, even eating little children. And the ancestor of Ushio and their family, he was the one that held the beast spear that actually pinned down Tora on a stone, and later on they built a temple around that stone, and that is where Ushio and his father live today. So that was pretty good background, not only on the lineage of the Aotsuki family, but also on Tora. Tora rides a cloud and he emits lightning. Like see that bleeds Raijin. Like it does. And I'm thinking, I mean, he doesn't have like the damn drums and shit, but regardless, like the whole riding on the cloud, emitting lightning, like Fuijin, Raijin, that kind of stuff going on. So I'm not too sure if his demon monster, origins are that of Fuijin and Raijin, but I can see that being the case, or I can see something similar being the case later on in the story when it comes to Tora. Because granted, when it comes to the old mythos, he looks nothing like those two. So just keep that in the back of your mind for now. And for the most part in this episode, what we're getting here is just not really character development on any of the main characters, but more so characters that are kind of fascinating in their own right. Where you have Reiko, Hanyu, and then there's also, I think his name is Masaki or Misaki. Basically, Reiko calls him Ken-chan, and he's a bully. And for the most part, they have their own thing going on. Where Reiko, her father, he wound up becoming a demon that possessed a painting that he created, his final painting. And the reason why is he became a demon was because he had this hatred for humanity after his wife left him for one of his students. So everything's all her fault. And basically, when she left, family went to shit, he became crazy, he actually became a demon, he died that way, and he is haunting Reiko. She has tried to commit suicide on several occasions because every time she has friends, mainly guys, who try and, get her out on a date, they suffer some kind of ill fate, some kind of accident, and she tried to kill her 4 times, but she failed every time. And she's actually an old friend of Nakamura. But obviously, because all these accidents happened around Reiko, she would stop having friends completely. And basically, it's based on her and one of her old friends, Ken, who regrets not being there for her, but come the end of the episode, winds up being a major player, winds up staying with her, actually winds up seeing the demons and even Tora and even Ushio transform, which is why I think it's going to be a very key thing later on in the series, because they've seen Ushio's transformation. And we've seen Ushio and Tora on the television. And I'm kind of surprised that the kids in this school aren't talking about how there was some dude like a spear, long-ass hair, and some tiger monster next to him fighting this centipede monster that was on the news. So it's not as prominent as I thought it would be. the events that happen in episode 2. But regardless of that, when you have other folks actually see demons, I mean, Reiko herself, she knows that demons are full-on real because her father became a demon. And Ken himself, he saw, before her father died, he saw like an image of a demon when he was painting that final painting. And for the most part, it's, you know, Ushio and Tora coming together. I mean, like, granted, Tora, he's like, yo, like, when Ushio got stuck to the painting, he's like, oh, fuck it, well, that's that. That's the end of the story. He was gonna leave. Then he's like, fucking goddamn it, like, this kid pisses me off. He goes on fucking painting. He pretty much wounds the father of Reiko. And then this gives Ushio the chance to actually stab the demon of Reiko's father, where in which the demon actually becomes purified. We see the initial soul, final words to Reiko, find happiness, bows to Ken and Ushio, and then it departs to the afterlife, full on. So, obviously, what was very important in that scene was the fact that when Reiko tried to stop the spear went right through her. So, it is a very prominent... I mean, we already knew that this occurred, but like it's now even more strongly defined. Where I guess Ushio wasn't really too sure of the actual nature of the spear when it came to not hurting humans, but when he actually stabbed through Reiko, and then the spear like phased through her, then he knew full on like it was like legit. Like the beast spear can't hurt human beings. And it was also the reason why he couldn't actually hurt the demon, Reiko's father, initially when he was taking in Ken and Reiko into his painting world. And this is also a big thing that I've noticed. Ushio is not that well versed in demon attributes and lore and that kind of stuff. So Tora has to kind of like fill him in as things progress. But since Tora's a dick, he won't tell him off the gate. Like, Ushio will have to be in, like, a very dire situation, like near death. Then Tora has to taunt him, like, yeah, fucking cry, man. Cry like a bitch, man. Tell me you need me. And then he ain't saying shit. He's just staring at Tora like, nigga, I ain't saying shit. And then Tora's like, fucking kid, I'm still coming in there to save your ass. So, it's hilarious. Absolutely hilarious. So, basically, he has to, at some point, attain knowledge of lore and demon mythos and whatnot, so he can actually counter, so he won't be in these situations, or he'll less likely to be in these situations. And overall, the episode, I thought was enjoyable. You have good animation. You have fairly good pacing through and through. I mean, you covered, I mean, it's episodic. Episodic episodes tend to have very good pacing, because they cover everything that they need to for the episode, for those events in one episode. When it comes to character development, Ushio, like, this whole painting, you know, concept where he wants to be a painter, and how, I mean, basically it's fortified in this episode. Basically, he had a lot of respect for Hanyu and his work. And he wanted his daughter, Reiko, to actually model for him, even though his paintings suck. He's very adamant, he's very passionate about it, and this episode actually fortifies that passion for our work and the story. When it comes to Nakamura, the fact that she was a friend of Reiko in the past, and I'm guessing they're going to be friends now. And there was the thing beforehand with Tora and the cloud and whatnot 500 years ago via the story from Aotsuki. And by the way, Ushio's father, he knows about the basement door being open. Like, the whole family mantra was never open the damn door. Ushio didn't get that story, apparently, the first time round, and he opened the door. Because I'm assuming that he told him this shit before. I'm assuming full well that Aotsuki told Ushio before this episode, don't open the damn door. And he never saw the door up until episode 1, and he said, fuck it, open the damn door. More so than character development, it's more so character introduction. Because Ken and Reiko, because they've seen demons and they've experienced the terror of demons and whatnot, they may have key roles later on in the story as supporting characters. So, that's it, I'm done. Overall episode I thought was good, and I'll leave it at that. So, King Lightning, ladies and gentlemen, I will see you guys and gals later. As always, rate the video. It is not that hard to do. You have a mouse, right click, dislike, like, whatever the fuck you want to do. Use it! Comment and subscribe as always. Peace! Have a nice goddamn day.
Let me suck it and I can have power and I can give you power. Come on, jump it out and take it now. I need it now. Give me the blood. You're so hot. Good looking.